Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Today we're fixing a bench for Elizabeth. She picked this up and got it home, and the legs mount like this. Somebody drilled and mounted the holes like this so that the leg would be installed backwards instead of like this. But stuff like that happens in China, so I'm drilling new holes for it. I'm backing out the receivers and had to get a special bit for the proper size. I'm using a screwdriver, as you can see, to back out the threaded receivers, and then I'm relocating them so that the leg can be installed properly. I got that one done. I just got to back out that other receiver, move those two over here. Then we can put this bench together the way it's supposed to be. I dropped the bit in an existing hole, and then I put tape on it so that I don't drill in too deep in my new holes. So that's where you make sure you don't drill too deep. Now I got a screw that fits in the, let's call it a slug, and I just use my tool to turn it down in there, and it sets in there pretty quick and easy. Let me show you how it's done. Pulling that thing out with the screw, I did some mild damage on the threads, so I screwed this bolt I picked up in the opposite end. I set it on that hole. I set my tool on top of it. Come on, tool. Oops. Set my tool on top of it. Screw it down, then reverse the bolt out. Ugh. And then that cast nut is set for my hardware for the legs. Woo, woo. There it is, folks. Put together. We're gonna stand it up, get this crap out, this garbage out of the way, and take a picture for the. Gonna sell the thing. Don't need it. Don't got room for it. So there it is, folks. All done, ready for use. Visited one of my viewers. Their car is not running, so I got an ETM part for them. It's stalling around, so I'm gonna go replace that. Their door panel was destroyed, so I'm gonna go replace that. They need a taillight assembly. I'm gonna go see if I can find that in my storage at the house, and hopefully I'll get around to my CV axles today and troubleshoot Byron's car today. You gotta get these door clips. Man, those things are always falling off of these door panels. Took this ETM and rebuilt it with a sacer. The throttle body plate moves freely. I put the part number of the original part on there, dated it when I did it, so I'm gonna drop this on here real quick. It's gonna be quick and easy because it's a NA. Put the hose back on it. Now she's got a coolant leak, I think, unfortunately, and man, this thing's leaking. I thought I replaced this cap. This thing is leaking bad. Looks like it's way overfilled. It is. Shouldn't be leaking, but it is, or it needs wiped down. But I need to figure out where her coolant's going. She might have blown the head because it had a bad radiator. I don't know how much she drove it with the bad radiator, and somebody replaced the radiator, but it's out of coolant, so something's going on. Let me get this gasket on here, put this ETM on here, plug it in, and finish putting this tube on here and fire this thing up. I'm always amazed at what I find on cars. if you look way down there, there's a screw just sitting on the subframe. That screw belongs somewhere. Don't belong sitting on the subframe. So I'm gonna try to figure out where that goes. In the meantime, let me lock this throttle body down, plug the connector in, and put some coolant in here and fire this thing up. Thing dripping while I'm pouring it in. So I'm thinking maybe her water pump's leaking. Leaking right out there close to the tire where the water pump will be. So I'm gonna pull her timing belt cover, see if that's wet. Tensioner is a little bit over tightened for the temperature out here. Water pump looks dry. Looks a little oily in here, but it doesn't look like it's dripping wet. So it might have been a little bit that I spilled. So I'm gonna start it, make sure this water pump looks solid. And then I'm gonna cut it back off and close this back up. All that stuff looks solid. The idle is solid as a rock. And I got no ETS light. I do got a low coolant light, so let me shut it off and deal with that. I reach under here, and this thing has a normal intake manifold. That bolt is in the bracket, and the bolt is in the dipstick, so I'm not sure where that goes. But I'm gonna re-secure the ground wire for the fan. Get that back secure. Not sure where that 12mm came from. I'll hold on to it. She wanted me to test her battery. I do not have my battery tester. Somebody didn't put this thing back in the radiator properly. I'm not going to take the time to do that. Car's running good. Coolant's going somewhere. So she's low on coolant. She needs to put coolant in there. And we need to figure out where this coolant's going. Hopefully it's not coming out of the reservoir from having a blown head. So we'll see. Maybe, no, it took half a gallon. I was going to say maybe it was from them not filling it back up right. And man, that mount right there is torn pretty bad. Need to get another one of those. So let me let her know I'm done for now. And hopefully she'll be okay driving this thing. But we need to find out what's going on with that coolant. So we have put almost a gallon of coolant in this car. When I started it, the light came right back on. And for some reason, we got a light bulb out in the service light. All the light bulbs are lit, unless there's one not lit on the license plate. Let me go check that real quick. And hopefully this low coolant light won't come back on. I got it up to just under the max line. She wants me to test drive it and make sure the coolant system's okay. The only bulb I could find out was one license plate bulb. So, oh, we got check engine light for some reason. Need to scan, figure out what that's for. Let's see how it drives with this new ETM. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.